Hi, everybody. I'm Cindy Zulsdorf with Kokoro Marketing and the NAB Show Exhibitors Group, and welcome to today's webinar. Now, this is one in a series of many live webinars, and we're putting this great sales and marketing info together for you, no matter where you're located, what country, what part of the world you're located in, and no matter what size company you are. We just want to bring this info to you so that you can have your next trade show, NAB show, whatever show it is, be even better. And we are glad you're here, so welcome. Now, today's session will be about 20 minutes and plenty of time for questions and answers. And today we're looking at how you can use LinkedIn as part of your marketing mix for your trade show promotion and other parts of your marketing too. And we're going to look at three specific areas. So one, we're going to take a look at LinkedIn sponsored content. So if anybody's familiar with that, just give me a chat in here. If you prefer just to chat until the panelists, that's good, or chat to the whole group, that's good too. We love to hear you. So we're going to look at LinkedIn sponsored content, and that means placing an update or a post in the feed of your customers and your prospects. So you're targeting who gets to see that. So that's one of the areas we're going to look at. And the second is we're going to look at account-based marketing, or ABM, as you often hear it called. And we're going to look at exactly how you can start using LinkedIn today to reach specific accounts that you want to be reaching. And three, we're going to look at the insight tag, the LinkedIn insight tag, and why you should start using it as soon as you get off this webinar. You should just jump on it right away. It's awesome, free data about who is visiting your website coming from LinkedIn. It gives you titles, company names, all sorts of great info. So just a quick start. Jump on the chat. How many people are using LinkedIn now in any manner at all? Chat in, 0 being no, never, and 5 being, yeah, every day or two I'm on it. So I'd love to hear and see some info about who's using it already. And by the way, we're going to use the chat all day today, not the QA module. I don't know if you see that on your screens there, but you should see a chat icon, 3 dots, and that's where you can bring it on in. So we see a lot of quite a range here. Folks who are posting, folks who are using it every day. Cool. I like that. So 5 is several times a week, 0 is never. Just chat in and let us know kind of how much you're using LinkedIn. So we know. Hey, Nick, good to see you. All right. So the reason we're talking about LinkedIn today is LinkedIn can be used really for your marketing and your trade show promotions, and we get so many questions from people about exactly how to use LinkedIn for marketing, right? And it can be really useful for connecting with your current customers. So just in your mind, on a scale of 0 to 5, how good are you right now in terms of being connected with your own clients or customers? Pretty good. Or when you get a new client or customer, maybe once a year, try to update your list. You know, where are you at on that? All right. Think about it. That's a good place to be. So in December, actually, I was working with someone here in the broadcast industry, and they were promoting a new technology in their white paper, and we just did a free posting. I went in there, did a free posting, and right away, within that first few minutes that afternoon, we had 3 new people sign up for that white paper, and the company, they're just thrilled because it's a free post, 3 new people right away, really in a matter of a few hours. And we had it set up to where once the white paper is delivered, then a series of really super helpful information and videos followed that. And so that person went directly into the company's CRM or database, and then follow-up can be happening automatically, and then we're building that relationship. So that's just a small but really obvious success. Now, once you get a success like that, you can take it to the next level and do some paid content with it because you know it's successful, right? So another question for you, and then we're going to jump into LinkedIn and see exactly how to use it. Who here is using Google Analytics right now? So I'm going to guess almost everybody, but on a scale, we'll pick that same 0 to never log into my analytics account, or even know if I have one or don't know the login, to 5, heck yeah, using it every day. Love my Google Analytics. If you guys can chat in, and it might feel off topic, like why am I talking about Google Analytics on a LinkedIn webinar? Well, it's because the new insight tag from LinkedIn, I like to think of it as data being layered on top of that Google Analytics. And so there's some tracking code now that LinkedIn gives you that lets you see who's coming to your website. And you kind of combine that with Google Analytics and take the LinkedIn tracking info. Now you can start to see which companies are on your website, the titles of the people who are coming there, and a lot of other great info. So who else using Google Analytics here? I see a couple responses here. It's fine to chat in just to panelists, just to me, or to the whole group. Would love to just know if you guys are using that right now. All right. Yeah, so I see a few more coming in. So we got a range. A lot of people maybe not using Google Analytics right now is what I'm seeing. So that's okay, because you might want to just jump right into using the LinkedIn Insight tag right away and use that data. All right, so let's take that idea right into our LinkedIn demo. Let's look at that Insight tag right now and see how it works and see what it can do for us. So step 1, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and create a company page for your company. And you're just going to add in your company name and verify that you are authorized to do that. And once you've done that, now we can jump into the Insight tag. So to make an Insight tag, first you need an ad account. And so log into your campaign manager if you've got one set up already, or if not, go ahead and go in here, and when you sign into campaign manager, you're going to create that ad account for your company. So once you've created that ad account for your company, you can go to your campaign manager, and now we're going to look at the Insight tag. So you go here to your account assets and to Insight tag. And from here, you would generate your Insight tag. Now, I've already done that, so this is mine here. And then you can send that instructions and the tracking code right to your email address, and then you're going to insert that onto your website page. And the advantage of that is you can take a look then at demographics and see who is visiting your website. So here's a sample of what that looks like, and you can see there's demographics by industry, by title, and even by company that you can see right here. And so how many of you would like to know the companies, the people and the companies that are visiting your website? Would that be useful to you in your marketing? This is free from LinkedIn. You don't need to actually run any ads to get this data, so that is very awesome. Let's look at how to create a campaign on LinkedIn. So you can take existing content that you've already posted on your company page, or you can create brand new content, and then you can choose who's going to see it in their feed. So this is the one I usually go with, sponsored content, but you can also do text ads and in-mail if you want. Let's take a look at the sponsored content. So here you're going to just put your campaign name in there, and you can use lead gen forms and gather people. That way we're going to send people to our website. So here you can choose a post that you've already put up just by selecting it, or you could create brand new content here where you could put the image and text and link in there that you want to use. So I'm just gonna, for ease today, select something that we already have posted. And at this point, now you can retarget website visitors. So that goes back to the Insight tag. If you're already tracking who's visiting your website based on the LinkedIn Insight tag, you could retarget those folks, which is pretty awesome. So you know if they've been to your website, maybe you want to give them some more information on a show or a product or service or some really great technical info. So that's great. Another way to do it is you can upload a list. So here's the information on how to upload a list here, and you can upload an account list. So these are company names, or you can upload actual contact names right in here. So that's taking advantage of your list that you have. You can also exclude. So say you have customers and you maybe don't want to send the information to existing clients, then you could exclude as well. So another way to do it is to get in and look at company name or company industry. And you can see all the different targeting that you can do here. Now, once you start doing, for example, company name, some of the other choices fall away. So when you do company name, then company industry and size are gone. We'll take that one out of there. So let's do industry, and we can do broadcast media, for example. And you could decide that you want to reach people who are in engineering, for example. And you can actually add other titles as well. So maybe engineering and business development, for example. You can also look at seniority. So if you want to go in and say you just want to reach maybe some of the senior and the manager levels, for example, that kind of thing. Now, LinkedIn does require we put in geographic info as well. And so you can put in some pretty broad geographic info, but you do have to put some in. Okay, so that is a great way to either reach people who already know you because they've been to your website, reach people who already know you because they're in your database already, or reach outside of that and use LinkedIn targeting as well to either do account-based marketing, so you can reach them by company, or by industry if you want to segment it that way. So you can save that as an audience. And then the next piece you can get into is setting up what you want folks to do. So if you want them to go to your website, then that would be what we'd select here. And you can do conversions. So I was working with one company that had a white paper on their particular product, and we were tracking conversions. And the way you do that is tell it, if they land on the page that has the tracking code and has thank you on it, then we know it's a conversion, for example. So you'd enter your budget here. And then I like to always put an end date in so that I know what's going on, and just to also be in control of everything and just really have a handle on stuff. I think it's great to also put in a budget. So, whatever your budget's going to be for this. And you can do tests with it and keep an eye on it every day. So you could put this low if you want to do that. And then you could go ahead and launch that campaign, or in this case, I'm going to save as a draft since we're not really running it. All right, so what questions do you all have about using the insight tag or targeting sponsored content? Just bring them into the chat box. If you guys want to talk, I think I'll be able to unmute you and we can actually have a conversation during the webinar here, and we can do that. While you're putting your questions into the chat, let me just run through a checklist that you're going to be able to take away from today's webinar, a true action list that you can implement right away. So first, if you haven't done so already, you're going to create a company page for your LinkedIn. So who's done that already? Who has a company page? I know some of you guys on here do because we work together, or I've seen you on LinkedIn, but there's probably some of you guys on here who need to create that company page. So that's your zero, if you will, your starting point. Next, if you need to, you're going to go ahead and create that LinkedIn ad account for your company. And that's where you put in your credit card details, the link to your company page, and link your company page and your ad account together. And so you need to be an admin on your company page in order to do that, right? Next, in your LinkedIn Campaign Manager, you're going to generate your insight tag, and that's just what I showed you there. So you just go in there and you'll see a little button that says generate and then you can copy paste or shoot that code over to yourself and then pop it onto the website. Now that code, it's similar to other types of tracking code. It's similar to Google Analytics tracking code or the Facebook Pixel or Infusionsoft tracking code or whatever code that you're using on your website already for tracking. So very similar to that. And that's where you're going to get that great data about the titles and the folks who are visiting. And how many of you guys checked that out in the demo just there, where you could see a list of actual companies? What do you guys think about that? I think it's awesome. Okay, next, then you're going to want to post an update or put a poster update on your company page. And then that update could be a sign up for something, a guide, a helpful resource, or it could just be a video. You don't have to have, obviously, opt-ins for everything. Some of it's just helpful info to engage and everything. Then you can share. Once you put that on your company page, you can post that over to your personal page, because I see a lot of you folks on here who probably have a lot of folks you're connected with on your personal page, maybe 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people you're connected with on your personal page. So once you put it on your company page, you can share that post over to your personal page. And finally, the last item on the checklist here is then use that sponsored content for that poster update or create a new one. And there are 4 methods that you can try for that targeting. There's more than that, but just 4 on our takeaway list for today. So you can target the industry or specific job titles like we just looked at. You might target engineers in broadcast media or business development at CBC. So you can choose that. The second way you can do it is you can upload a list of companies you want to reach for your account-based marketing, for your ABM, and you can take that list from your database, your CRM, and upload it. Thirdly, you can upload a list of names or prospects that you want to reach. And fourth, you can retarget people who visited your website. So who's doing a little bit of retargeting here? If you feel like chatting into the chat box, anybody doing retargeting? If you know someone's been to your website, then now you can send some content to them that relates to maybe what they saw on the site. And so just like anywhere in life, we want to interact with people in several places. So whether we're interacting with them at a trade show, online, by phone, you've got that ability to connect in multiple places. And that's why we use LinkedIn, right, as one of those touch points in our marketing. So what questions do you have? I'll just scan through the chat here and see what questions you have, and what experiences do you have now using LinkedIn? All right, questions. Okay, here's a question. Can NAB Show provide a list to us of attendee company names so we'll know which companies have contacts, and then we can target by company name on LinkedIn? I will check with NAB Show about that. One of the things I can say I have done is use the NAB Show Portal. And so you've got your My NAB Show. And so that's a package that you get on some level with your booth, your stand. And so what I've done when I've worked with clients at other shows, including NAB Show, is we go into that portal and you can see who's signed up. So if we're pushing people there to sign up and add to My NAB Show calendar, then you've got that, and you can download those company names and you could use that. So that is a potential way that you can do it. I don't think NAB Show will just give you an entire list of people who are signed up, but you can look at who's engaging with your stuff, and that's a pretty good way to do it as well. Looks like we are wrapping it up. I'm happy to answer questions. I'll stay on a few more minutes. Thank you for being here today, and best of luck for your December and your new year. And good luck with all of your LinkedIn marketing for trade shows and all of your marketing mix.